Okay, to show you how to work with your filters in a non-destructive way, I'm going to go and open up another sample file. So I'll just double click on the gray background here. You, of course, can do the same, or you can choose File Open if you wish. And inside the Chapter 11 folder, look for barn2.jpg. Go ahead and open that guy up. And I'm going to use something called a smart filter here inside Photoshop. And I have to make sure to convert my image over for smart filters. So to do that, I'm just going to go up to my filter menu up at the top here. And there it is right there. Second command in, convert for smart filters. I'll choose that there. And I'll just click OK in this warning that I get. No problem. Now, next up, I'm going to go and choose my filter. I want to go and create a glass effect for this particular image, similar to the one that I just had a moment ago. I really like the glass effects. So I'll head up to my filter menu, down to distort, and over to glass. Okay, I wind up inside my filter gallery again. Here's my preview over on the left-hand side. Of course, all of my filters in the middle column and my settings here over on the right. So once again, the idea here being that I would go and adjust my sliders here, depending on what effect it is that I'm trying to create. Here with the glass, I can choose a different texture if I want. Make it look like I'm looking at my image through frosted glass. Adjust my scaling if I want here. If I wanted to, down in the bottom right, I could add in another effect layer. Let's say, for example, I'm happy with this. I'm going to click on OK. There it is there, and of course it gets applied to my image. Now I've got to show you something. I'm going to go and open up my layers palette. I'm going to hit F7 here on my keyboard. You can go to the window menu if you want to open up your layers if you like, and check out your layers palette. There's my smart object sitting right there, layer 0, and then I have my smart filters, which is my glass filter right there. So what I could do is I could disable my filter if I wanted to just by clicking on the eye icon, and there's my original image down underneath. So I haven't permanently damaged my image using my smart filter. So smart filters are definitely the way to go because you don't want to permanently damage your images. The other great thing about smart filters, at any time I can double click on glass down in the layers panel, come back in here. Maybe I decide I want to go back to the blocks, which is where I started. Make a few adjustments here. Maybe I don't want to distort my image as much. Drop that slider down just a little bit. That's looking pretty neat. I'll click on OK. And of course the effect gets updated down in Photoshop. Or imagine this. Imagine I have a complete change of heart. I want to go for a film grain effect instead of this glass effect. So I'll double click on glass down in the bottom of the layers panel, and I'll pop open my texture category, and I'll choose grain. There's a grain effect, sort of like the film grain I started with earlier. But this time I want to change it up a little bit. I want to make it look like this image is one of those old photos from the 1960s or 1970s. So I'm going to make a couple of changes here. I'll try dropping my intensity here. I'll drop that down just a little bit. Maybe adjust my contrast. And this is really going to do it. My grain type here. You can monkey around with these. This is the whole idea behind filters, is having fun and goofing around and seeing what effects you can come up with. That's pretty cool. I like that. But the one that I'm going to wind up on is vertical. There, something like that. And I better adjust my contrast. That's quite contrasty there. Maybe I'll pull this up just a little bit more. Something like that. Good stuff. All right. Click on OK. And of course, the glass filter is completely replaced now with a grain filter down in the bottom of the layers panel. If you're really not happy with your smart filter, if you want to go all the way back to your original photo, all you do is you take your smart filter layer, drag them all the way down to the trash can down at the bottom of the layers panel, and of course you're taken all the way back to where you started. So there's a look at smart filters or non-destructive image effects inside Photoshop.